Jenny, thanks for taking some time with me to share your story. So, what was your health history? What kind of challenges were you experiencing?
Well, I've been struggle with low back pain since my 20s. I used to play basketball, and I have an accident. I have to be hospitalized. They did a surgery in my back. Since my 20s until today, I've been struggle with low back pain, and thanks to this treatment, I mean, my life has been changed completely.
Did the low back pain did you have a diagnosis from your medical doctors as far as what was going on there? Was it a disc herniation or?
Well, when I was in that time, I was too young. Actually, I never asked. But I mean, the struggle. I've stopped playing basketball. I couldn't walk for 6 months. I had to start the process, from zero, learn to walk and everything. And since that time, I couldn't play sports in the same way that I used to. So when I moved here, the pain, get more and more frequent because it used to be once per year.
Right.
And then it was, like twice per year until now it was like every couple times per month.
Wow. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how bad was the pain?
10.
Oh, it was way up there.
Yeah. So I normally ending always in an ER after spend like 3-4 times, 3-4 days completely on bed and able to sleep, stand up, or do anything because the pain.
Were they giving you medication? Or?
Yeah, I had to end in with a medication injection that just covered the pain in my mind because it was helping me in the moment. Apparently, I don't have this between my L1 and S5.
Oh, L5, S1? So the very lower part of your back, that disc degenerated.
Yeah, that's degenerate. Is no cushion between them.
Yeah.
And I know when you do exercise and you get stroke core, that can help you, but I wasn't able to do that because the pain come back so often that it was just even impossible to me even move.
Did you try to do anything else for it other than the drugs?
Yeah, I mean, when I went to the doctor, they recommended me a surgery, which I didn't want to. I have a son. I had to work. I had to drive. I mean, I couldn't take that time to just get the surgery and then spend 6 months more on the recovery.
Is that what they said the recovery was 6 months?
Yeah, the 6 months. Wow. That what would take. Plus, with the ending that it may be fixed.
Yes, no guaranteed results.
Yeah, no guaranteed results, and plus expensive. And I mean, there was a lot of things that I can't do that. And one of my doctors at work suggests to me, like, have you ever hear about the stem cell treatment? It's like, no, I mean, what is that?
Yeah.
So he actually was the person that introduced, and I was, prompt to read about it, and I realized that it's a procedure very often in Europe and other countries. And it was like, well, I mean, it's a lot of people doing it. It works. It should work,
Yeah.
So that's how I found this clinic, which I'm very happy. And I started to investigate about the procedure, what it is, and it was very surprising for me because it's something new. You are scared sometimes, but dealing with this pain for 20 years, it was like, well, I don't have nothing to lose to win. And I came here, and since this day that I'm being pain-free, able to work out 5 times per week.
How long ago did you have it done?
It has been for my treatment 8 months.
8 months ago?
Yes.
How long did it take from the time you had the treatment till you started feeling the change in your back?
Like 2 weeks.
So within 2 weeks, you started to notice that your back was feeling better?
Yeah, and since I struggled with the sleeping too, I think that was part of the problem, that I couldn't recover when you sleep.
Were you struggling with sleeping because of the pain?
Yes.
And so did people then start to recommend sleep medication to help you sleep?
Yeah, but I never took it. I mean, it was, no, I don't like medications at all, so I prefer, deal with things. But for me, the deal is when I was trying to do exercise, I started feeling good, and then 3 weeks the pain, and then I had to stop for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then I had to, it was like an ending cycle. Like you try to improve yourself, but you are unable to do one app at all, because then you feel the pain. It's not a muscle pain. It's just like the nerve thing. And then I was even scared to bend, or I had to stand up like very careful. Like I didn't know when the pain is gonna come back, because at this point I didn't know. Like, it was super random. Before it was, okay, I'm doing too much exercise and I get the pain, or I'm lifting something heavy, I get the pain, or I'm doing this, is the pain. But now I can have been drinking water and then the pain pop up, and it was very frustrated. So it was that kind of frustrating cycle, and then not just because I wasn't able to do what I like to do. It was more because the pain, it was like somebody was breaking me in half.
Ruled your whole life, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So now it's been 8 months. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your pain now?
0.
You feel nothing?
Feel nothing. I feel great.
And you've, again, this is going almost like sensational in nature, but you've had this pain for many years, chronically. And you can only manage it, or I guess you're only managing it through medication. But it went from being a 10 to now you're 8 months later, and it seems like you never had a problem.
The pain didn't come back yet.
Are you surprised by this?
Oh, yeah. Super surprised. And what I like is it wasn't any time in hospitals. It was a process, fast, easy. It was different. But as I say, after dealing with this pain, like, that was seriously nothing, and I couldn't feel the results right away. And now, since I can do more exercise, I getting more stronger.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a process, like
built on itself.
Built in, because I wasn't able to do one app, and then how you can strain your core if your body is so weak. So I think it's the process that I'm being through, but I'm not running marathons or anything, but little by little, just the fact that I can work out 5 times per week now an hour at least.
Were the doctors that you used to go to before you did the stem cell therapy, conventional wisdom, at least, from even my own experience as a practitioner, would be, well, if you've got a really degenerated disc, there's not a whole lot you can do to regenerate that. So you try to manage it. That would be the old thinking. But but in your case, it literally is just the problem doesn't exist anymore for you.
No, that's the surprising thing. I didn't, expect it, but I did my research. I know that in Europe is very popular this treatment, and not just for the generic this is more other things too. But my next solution was do a fusion, and that is expensive, and that's the recovery time, and that's I was there before when I was in my 20s, and it was horrible. So I can imagine now that I'm an adult and I had to support my family. I can do that, and I didn't want to. To me, it was the last resource that I had to do, but I always try to find a natural way.
Yes.
And I think I find it with this stem cell treatment.
Well, Jenny, I have to say it's quite a remarkable story. I'm really happy for you that you basically have this problem gone and you have your life back. And thank you for taking the time to sit with me and tell me about it.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.